let's go over the Soul Trio's format. You can find this in the handbook. When you gather for a Soul Trio session, you can begin with a brief check-in time. Just 2 to 10 minutes. I know that sounds super short, but Soul Trio sessions are not meant to be a time for casual conversation. You may want to set up other additional times for casual conversation, but that's not a requirement of Soul Trios, and you would all need to be in agreement and to not make anyone feel bad if they're not able to commit more time. But at the start of Soul Trio sessions, keep check-ins short. Next, decide who will share first, second, and third, and who will keep time at first, and who will keep time when the first timekeeper shares. You might want to light a candle. This is often a helpful visual reminder of the presence of Christ, the light of the world. You might also want to open in a brief prayer. Just something like, Lord, help us to listen well to each other and to you in this session. With or without that brief prayer, you can move into 2 minutes of silence. The timekeeper should set a timer, which most people have on their phone. Aim to have a gentle sound go off after the 2 minutes, ideally a chime or a bell. The first person then shares whatever they came prepared to share. In another video, I'll give some ideas of what kinds of things that might be. But basically, this is a monologue for up to 10 minutes. So set a timer again. This might take a bit of getting used to. You'd need to be willing to open up and reflect out loud. Don't worry if it feels like you are rambling and not making sense. Part of the gift of Soul Trios is having others come alongside you, giving you space to wrestle with your own experience of God, even as you are trying to make sense of it yourself. After the initial sharing, there's an optional few minutes of asking clarifying questions. This is a time for you to see if you have heard the person correctly and understood what she or he has said. It's not yet a time to dig deeper. Whether or not there are clarifying questions, you then move into 2 more minutes of silence. In the silence, you might focus on what you sense God is doing in the person and what God is saying to you directly. After the silence, you move into exploration for 10 to 20 minutes. The focus should remain on the person who just shared. This is not a time for you to share your own similar experiences or for you to give advice. Instead, your main role is to notice, explore, and linger. I'll teach more on those in other videos in this series. Exploration often involves good questions, and I'll also give some examples of those in another video. Ultimately, what you're aiming for is deep reflection. So that's the format for one person. Then you simply repeat for each person, beginning with another 2 minutes of silence. At the very end, you may want to debrief the experience together to share what was helpful and to honestly share about anything that was distracting or anything you hope would be different next time. Before teaching you more, I want you to watch the next video showing part of a real Soul Trio session to give you a taste of what being in a Soul Trio might look like. This is only part of a 90-minute session, but I want you to consider 3 things, and these questions are in the handbook. First, what do you notice about what was shared? Second, what do you notice about your own thoughts and feelings as the person is sharing? And third, what question might you ask if you were in this Soul Trio exploring with the person who shared? I encourage you to write a response to these questions.